Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Effingham County Virtual Job Fair. This is a multi-employer event made possible through the collaboration of Effingham County Chamber, EC Jobs, and Effingham Regional Growth Alliance. We are excited to bring this virtual opportunity to Effingham County and the surrounding areas. We believe a virtual job fair is a great way for job seekers to discover employment opportunities from local businesses. Today, we'll be hearing from 7 employers hiring for various positions across multiple industries. The employers include Continental Mills, Flex and Gate, Little Lamb's Early Childhood Center, Metric Works, Real King, Waupaca, and Visiting Angels. Each employer will speak for approximately 5 to 10 minutes to give you information about their company and highlight job openings they currently have. If you have questions at any time, please type them into the chat and we will address them during the Q&A session that will take place immediately after employers have presented. Today's session is being recorded and will be available on the Alliances and Chambers YouTube channels for you to refer to later. To kick off today's event, I am pleased to introduce Lucinda Hart with the Effingham County Chamber to discuss EC Jobs.
Good morning, everybody. I am Lucinda Hart with the Effingham County Chamber. I am the president and CEO. Happy to say that I have been officially here a year now. So I did transition from Texas, the Austin area, and moved to Effingham to accept this position last May. So I am happy to, when I came on board, we were rolling out EC Jobs. EC Jobs is a workforce development initiative that is through the Chamber Foundation. And that was one of the first things that I helped deploy when I joined the Chamber. It's more than just a job portal. It really is it's an educational tool. We are working with the local school districts in that we are introducing EC Jobs to as early as 3rd grade. And the purpose of EC Jobs is, which it stands for Effingham County Job Opportunities for Business Success, which you can see there on the slide. And what it does is it's a tool that the educators are going to use for really like career exploration. So a company can create profiles and put all of their job positions, but not only availability job openings, but what are the requirements, the skill sets needing. So students in our area can really learn about the jobs that are available in our county. So we also have partnered with the Effingham Library. They have dedicated hours to help the incumbent workers or job seekers in creating profiles. And so we do have dedicated hours at the library. And we do have a part-time staff, which is that manages EC Job for us. His name is Jeff Fricknick, who is a former superintendent from Altamont School District. Unfortunately, Jeff couldn't be here with us, so I'm presenting on his behalf. I do want to also say that EC Jobs is going to continue. It is for next year. We're going to continue this, and I want to thank our sponsors, who Effingham County and the City of Effingham have helped, be sponsors so that we can continue this initiative. It is pretty active. We have a lot of users. We have a lot of employers. We haven't set up a profile yet as an employer or a user. I would highly encourage you to do that and give the Chamber staff a call if you have any questions on EC Jobs.
Thank you, Lucinda. EC Jobs is a wonderful asset here, not just for employers, but for local residents in Effingham County and the surrounding areas. Thank you for your presentation and informing us more about EC Jobs. Now we'll transition to the employers. First up, we have Danielle from Continental Mills. Danielle, are you prepared to present?
Hi there, I sure am. Good morning, everybody. My name's Danielle Nieberge, and I work for Continental Mills. I'm the HR manager. I've been here about 6 years, and we make great products. So Krusty's brand products. You're probably going to start seeing the Krusty's label a lot more than Continental Mills make label as we go through this fiscal and calendar year. So we'd like to say that we are makers because we do. We make some of the best food products on the planet. Pancakes, honey cornbread, all those great things that you recognize and love about Krusty's brand that we are making it. We have grown exponentially. So Courtney, if you want to move to the next slide. Thank you so much. So we're a food manufacturing facility. We've got all brand new packaging lines. We've got a brand new 10-pound poly line that we package our Krusty's brand products in. We've got a brand new frozen Red Lobster biscuit. Who doesn't love those? We have that brand new line. And then we also have a brand new gluten-free line. So lots of new equipment, lots of new energy into all of these lines. So Continental Mills, Krusty's company, we have about 800 employees across all of our plants. But here in Effingham, we're at about almost at 100. When I started 6 years ago, we were reporting out at 27. So I'm so happy to be growing and continuing to grow every single year. Our corporate office in Seattle is really proud of the investments that they have been making in Effingham, and all roads point to them continuing to invest in our company. So we are in our plant here in Effingham. We're just really proud. And if you can see listed some of those mottos that we live by: focused, innovative, entrepreneurial, responsive, cooperative, and energized. Those are our fierce pride that we live by. At our company, at the Effingham plant, we have a really awesome culture, and we like to think, and we really push the entrepreneurial spirit. So we have our operators, for example, that attend what we call an FAT, a factory acceptance testing. It's not just engineers. We want our operators, we want people who are operating and running the equipment to really feel and get a sense of this, of what they're going to be working with. They're the ones that get to say, this is going to be safe enough, this is going to be great enough. So we really try to promote that entrepreneurial spirit. We like to call candidates our secret ingredients, right? We're proud to be in Effingham County, and we have a pay for skill environment. Everybody comes in at the same level and at the same pay, and because we have a lot of unique experiences here and ways that we teach skill and the way that we train people. And so we're paying them according to what they learn here in Effingham at our location. We have 4 levels, and people know what they need to do to complete their level or to complete the criteria in order to go to the next level. And the people are just great. We just put somebody through a tour the other day. He asked another new hire who had only been here a week, how do you like it here? And we always know what the honeymoon phase is, right? But that new hire said, I haven't worked any place where I felt like I got full training in the first week, and I'm ready to take on a few things on my own. People paid attention to me, and that's the approach that we like to offer people. And I think that stands out for us. There are a lot of really great employers in the Effingham County area, and so you're going to hear a lot of those here today. And I just wanted to share those secret ingredients with you. So some of the things that we're looking for in candidates: if you enjoy learning, we want people who want to come in and move from level 1 to level 2 to level 3. They've got that knack to really want to learn more. If you want to come in and just kind of work the same piece of equipment and then go home at the end of the day and come in and run the same piece of equipment, this may not be the greatest opportunity for you, because we're really looking for somebody who can come in and just enjoys learning, and they want to learn a bunch of different things versus again coming in and just running that one piece of equipment. If you possess the physical and emotional fortitude to handle a diverse set of tasks. So that's my nice way of saying we've got a lot going on and there's a lot of new lines, and with new lines are new challenges. So if you like coming in and you like problem solving and you're okay being moved around because your skill set is needed over here versus here, this is going to be a great opportunity for you. And we thrive on making a contribution and seeing a reward for that effort. So we have, pay increases every year, but in addition to that, you get to level up in your skill and enjoy a larger contribution to your paycheck as well. So some of the things that where our candidates have not been successful is if they don't possess that teachable spirit and don't receive feedback, they have not been successful. If you want to be assigned to one piece of equipment, as I mentioned, or if you're not used to working in a very physical or a physical environment, is not something that you want to learn to live, to work in, this may not be for you as well. And if you kind of just want to show up and grab your paycheck and go home, this may not be the right career at Continental Mills Trustees for you either, because we really are looking for people who want to learn. And I've been in manufacturing almost my entire career. And there's just something about manufacturing. These machines, these equipment, they are living, breathing entities. And we're looking for people who want to come in and get to know their piece of equipment and make a contribution to their day and their team. So we've got a couple of jobs available. We've got production operators. These start out at $19.11. Actually, the quality technician does as well. Operating specialty equipment, doing PMs. If you've been in manufacturing, you're probably familiar with doing PMs and AMs on the equipment. You are keeping food safety front of mind. You're keeping people safety front of mind, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Working on quality and continuous improvement, special projects, and performing detailed cleaning. We fully believe that in order to be a great operator, part of that is cleaning your equipment. And that might mean getting on your hands and knees with a brush and sweeping product like pancake mix or the dough from off the floor, because that's clean and safe environment is part of being an awesome operator. And then we've got a quality technician position as well. That's on our third shift, and they do line startup authorizations, and they're making sure that as we go from one product to another, there's none of that leftover product in the equipment. They're ensuring food safety. They're performing simple lab tests. They're entering results electronically, and they have to be able to make tough decisions. They have to be able to tell the boss on the floor, you can't run, sorry about that, but we got to go back and redo this. So you got to have a little fortitude to take on that quality technician position as well. What I'll add is that on our second and third shift, so second shift has a $1 differential and our third shift has got a $1.50 differential. And then we just, with our new open enrollment this past month, actually announced that for second and third shift, Continental Mills Trustees is going to pay for employee premiums for second and third shift operators for your health insurance. Next, please. So some of our total comp, we do have premium health insurance, and premium is not like a label I give ourselves. Premium is a industry standard, and the industry insurance industry does label it as premium health insurance. We do have 401ks. We match 50% of the first 6 and 100% of the next 2. And we also have paternity and maternity leave. And we've had quite a few folks enjoy this. But we provide 10 weeks at 100% paid for birth mothers and 2 weeks of paid leave for non-birth parents. And that also includes adoption as well. PTO, it's 3 weeks that's accrued based on your hire date. And you're eligible to take that PTO or at least request it after your first full 2 weeks. And then we have quarterly incentives. And actually, since I sent this slide over, this has changed. We now have up to 9% of their pay each quarter that our employees get for metrics based on safety, production, and other metrics. And then we have 10 paid holidays now. So that's good. We added Martin Luther King Day as a paid holiday. So there's a few ways that you can apply. You can go to continentalmills.com/Effingham jobs. You can go to continentalmills.com/careers. You can come by and get a paper application. You can also talk to, you can come in and ask for a tour and we'll schedule a tour for you. You can come by 1200 Stevens Avenue, which is off of Rainey Street. and just want to thank you very much for your time. Like I said, I know there's a lot of really good employers on here today that are offering a lot of great benefits and great work environment, and we're just happy that you've considered Continental Mills Trustees for your employment. Don't feel free to reach out and ask any questions.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Excellent presentation. Thank you, Danielle.
Hey, thanks, Courtney. Thanks, everybody.
And your slides definitely are making me hungry. So wonderful
Hey, she's
product
frying
that you guys
donuts
have.
today, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And for those who are on the call as job seekers, or those who may have just joined, if you have questions for Continental Mills, or if you have questions for any of the other employers that are going to be presenting today, please drop them into the chat. And once we reach the Q&A portion of this event, we'll make sure that your questions get answered. But thank you so much, Danielle. And our next presenter will be Dave from Flex and Gate. Dave, are you ready to present?
Yes, I am.
Thanks,
Good
sir.
morning, everybody. I need to figure out how I can get some of those Red Lobster biscuits.
I'll just bring them over.
Dave. What's that?
I'm sorry. I said I'll just bring them over.
Okay, all right, sounds good. I don't know if we can exchange car parts, maybe. I don't know if that would work or not. But my name is Dave Vukolich. I'm the HR manager here at Flex and Gate. We were very excited to be here in the community. We were new to the community here. I've actually been with Flex and Gate for 6 months, so I'm actually new with the company and new to the community myself. But the community has been fantastic. I'm so happy we made the decision to come to Effingham. Very excited about being here. Everybody's been great in the community. Yeah, so we got some exciting things going on here. We're starting the process of actually starting to manufacture parts now. So we have all our machinery in place and all our equipment in place, and we're starting to manufacture parts for our customers, which our two biggest customers starting off will be Ford and Tesla. So we'll be manufacturing automobile parts for them. Right now, everything's nice, new and shiny right now, all our equipment and our facility. And we basically re-gutted the building and done a lot of work to it, a lot of investment in the building. So very exciting, very excited to get started with the hiring. So before I kind of get into my presentation a little bit, we are going to start having job fairs here pretty soon to start hiring for our manufacturing facility here. So actually our first job fair is going to be on July 13th and 14th from 9 to 4 at the Holiday Inn here in Effingham. So that's going to start the process to get us towards our mass production date, which is going to be at the end of October, beginning of November. So, to kind of jump into things, you know, who is Flex and Gate? We can go to the next slide there, Courtney. Who is Flex and Gate? Well, we're a tier 1 automotive supplier. So we have over 26,000 employees across 69 locations in North America, South America, Europe, Asia. We're one of the leading providers for basic automobile solutions. We specialize in engineering and the manufacturing of metal and plastic components. Actually, Flex and Gate was founded in 1956 by Mr. Shahid Khan. Mr. Khan, he's the owner of our company, he's the chairman and CEO. He also owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'll just say he runs his companies a little bit better than his football teams. But don't tell him I said that. But he basically started Flex and Gate in Urbana, Illinois. Went to U of I, started in the company in Urbana, Illinois. He had a total of 4 employees starting off, and now we have 69 locations across the world. So we're one of the new additions here to the Flex and Gate team here in Effingham. So we are one of the largest tier 1 suppliers in the automobile industry. So right here in Flex and Gate, we're currently launching our startup plant here. Our production start date will be on October 31st, 2022. So it'll be here before we know it. So here in Effingham, we'll be manufacturing headlights, mostly forward lighting, also light bars, rear lighting, and other various lighting components that's utilized in the automobile industry. So at Flex and Gate as a whole company, we provide components to basically all major manufacturers in the automobile industry. So some of our biggest customers are Tesla and Ford, Chrysler, Fiat, GM, Toyota, Honda, Nissan. But here in the Effingham facility starting off, our 2 biggest customers will be Ford and Tesla. So we'll be manufacturing products for the Ford F-250 and the Tesla Cybertruck. I don't know if anybody's seen the Tesla Cybertruck, but looks like we flew it in from the moon. I'm not sure, but you know, very exciting for both Ford and Tesla. And we'll be adding new business with them, and then also adding business with the other manufacturer suppliers. If you go to the next slide there, Courtney. So current openings that we have right now, well, just to let everybody know, right now we have around 35 employees. So very early, I have a lot of work ahead of me, but we have 35 employees now, but we're looking to be around 350 employees by that October 31st timeline. So some of the positions that we have open right now that we're hiring for right now is we have a controller opportunity, engineering manager, industrial engineer, material coordinator, material supervisor. We also have process and molding technicians. And I'm looking for a human resources generalist right now to help me out with everything. So as we go along, as we progress here, we'll be adding on quite a few opportunities for molding machine operators, coating, metallizing operators, and assembly. We call them assembly technicians, but basically working on our assembly lines to assemble the parts. I mean, honestly, right now with us having 35 employees, I can't tell you how great it is for opportunities for advancement throughout the company. So actually, if you can go to the next slide there, Courtney. So one thing, like Danielle mentioned before too, we do pride ourselves on creating a culture. You know, the motto is that, you know, money will get someone in the door, but they're not going to stay if you don't have a good culture. So Flex-N-Gate is always focused on that, on creating a great culture of respect and treating everybody fairly and making sure that everybody has a voice in the process. And we listen to everybody, what they have to say, you know, on the floor, in the office, you know, everywhere, everyone has the same voice here. I hate seeing companies, or I hate the companies I've worked at before, whereas, you know, management was sitting in their office barking out orders from afar. That's not how we're going to work here. All management's going to be on the floor, supervision, everything. We're going to be working with people to find out how we can make things better, how we can make it more efficient, how we can make it safer for everybody here. So actually this year in 2022, Flex-N-Gate was voted as one of America's best large employers by Forbes magazine. So pretty proud of that. And that once again leads back to that culture that's created at all our facilities. And that's why we're getting that positive feedback from the employees that allowed us to get that award. Right now we have incredible opportunities here at the early stage. Like I said, being in a startup situation for advancement. Right now we don't have any supervisors. You know, we barely have any team leads. So the opportunities here for advancement are fantastic. And another thing we do is we put a lot of money and a lot of investment in people's careers. You know, for everyone that wants to advance and wants to move up within the company, we're you know, financially, physically, you know, through training programs, internships, you know, we have 100% tuition reimbursement. We encourage that. We want people to advance in their careers, and we want to make sure that we're there with them and that we're helping them get to where they want to go in their careers. So that's one of the things that attracted me here to Flex-N-Gate, and this opportunity was to see people grow in their careers. And that's, I know, you know, every HR person, you know, that's one of the positives of our job, is seeing somebody starting off, you know, on the ground level, and then next, you know, they're a supervisor and they're one of the leaders in your company. So we will have competitive wages, you know, once again, with incredible opportunities for, you know, not just advancement with title and advancement in your career, but monetary advancement also throughout the company. So we do have medical, dental, vision, prescription, life and disability insurance. We utilize Blue Cross Blue Shield, so we have for insurance, and of course paid holidays, vacation. We also have 401k retirement plan with a match, also, but and many other benefits that you know, that we have here as a company. We got to make sure I fit it in my 10-minute time frame here. So Courtney, if you can go to the next slide here. So once again, I'll be getting communication out to the community, but we will have a lot of job fairs coming up here in July and August, and to start bringing people in, you know, as soon as possible. Some of the current openings that we have right now are on our website, which is flexngate.com/Effingham. We'll be adding more and more and more through that website. And once again, we'll be having quite a few job fairs in July and August, and we'll get communication out on that as soon as possible. But I did put my contact information, my phone number on there, but I would love to hear from everybody. Anybody who has any questions or, wants to inquire about Flexingate, what we're all about, and potential job openings that we may not have posted right now, but will be coming up. I'd love to hear from you. So, but once again, very excited to be here in Effingham, and excited to work with everybody here in the community and other people here in the industry and everything. So very excited, and look forward to working with everybody. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for providing some insight to on Flexingate, one of Effingham County's newer employers, and wonderful information. Most certainly look forward to hearing more from you guys in the future as well. If you're just joining us, please put your questions in the chat. We will get to your questions after all the employers are presented. If you have questions for Flexingate or for Dave, please put them in the chat and we'll address them once we hit the Q&A section. But Dave, thank you for the information about Flexingate. Up next, we have Carla from Little Lambs Early Childhood Center. Carla, are you ready to present?
I am ready. My name is Carla Holtz, and I have been in the Effingham area for 30 years. 25 of those years, I've been running early childhood education programs. I'm currently on Rainey Street out there in the industrial park, and Little Lambs has been in business in our 12th year this year. We're a small business. You're going to hear from a lot of large businesses today. We are a small business, as is every child care center or child care home. We are all small businesses. We employ 30 people. The interesting thing is that we provide all of the jobs, not all of them, should say, a great deal of the jobs for these other companies, because we offer quality childcare and preschool education so that parents can work. So we're kind of the foundation of all the businesses you're going to hear. We're very, very important in our community. Next slide, please. Why is childcare so important? Why are we the foundation? I thought it was important for us to talk about how important childcare is to our economy. Without it, businesses can't function. If we all were to go on strike for a day, you would find a lot of people who could not be at work that day. It would really kind of crash the system in any community, as well as Effingham. Next. Most businesses are struggling to find workers. We know that there is a crisis. Everybody has a now hiring sign out in front of their companies. And the reason for that is that we have a childcare crisis right now. A lot of people cannot work because they cannot find childcare. So it's very important that people consider going into early childhood and working in childcare so that we create those jobs. At our center alone, we create 212 jobs with the parents that are working. That's a lot of jobs in our community. And if you look at all the other centers and homes, look at all the jobs that are created because of childcare. Next. Again, parents can't work if they have childcare that is not reliable. It has to be a center or a home that is open, that is available, and that provides high quality so that parents can be productive, have great attendance at their job, knowing that their children are well taken care of. They have to have trust and the ability to work knowing their child is safe and loved and cared for so that they can concentrate on their job. Next. The importance of early childhood education, of course, is that we are shaping the future. The years from birth to age 5 are research-based. We know the most important years of a child's life, of a human being's life. 90% of the brain by the age of 5 is developed. So it's very important that we are offering high quality education to children so that we can make a difference in the little ones who will be our future doctors and lawyers in the community. Next. Research shows that high quality childcare and preschool education allows people to become successful adults who contribute to their community. Less dropouts, less special education, less crime, more likely to graduate, go to college, become a contributing member of our society, and contribute to the economic success of the person and the workplace that they end up in. So again, early childhood, forms and shapes those workers that everyone here is looking for. Next. The strong foundation for success in children's lives beyond school. It is our motto at Little Lambs that we are building foundations for future success in school and in life. Again, early childhood is a foundation. I like to call it an infrastructure. It's an extremely important job. Unfortunately, over the years, many people have been discouraged from the area of education because it doesn't pay well. You can't make money if you're a teacher. And that is changing as well due to local, county, state, national contributions to improving the education system. And it is something that is growing, and it is something that is a huge need and is being recognized as a need throughout the country. We have discovered that there is a 13% return on investment when we invest in early childhood. Next slide. The requirements in an early childhood center or any early childhood public education program, you require 30 hours of college coursework. So we prefer that an early childhood teacher has an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree. The quality program in the state of Illinois requires bachelor's degrees and associate's degrees. According to our licensing agency, you have to have at least 30 hours of college and at least 2 classes in early childhood. To me, that's very minimal, but we offer lots of opportunities, which I'll talk about in a minute, where you can move up in your education, which also moves you up the ladder in your career as an early childhood educator. An assistant just needs a high school diploma, and I see that some words got left off, must be 19 years of age to work in a center. We can sometimes have high school students on work programs, other individuals through CEFS are allowed to work under the age of 19. They just have to always be supervised in a classroom. They would not be able to be counted as a teacher or assistant. The requirements of our job are to be willing to continue your education. At Little Lambs, we grow our employees. We provide training and college education to allow you to become a teacher, to become a director, to go on to get your 4-year degree and possibly work in public school, become mentors or coaches, curriculum designers. There's a huge path in early childhood education that I don't think a lot of people realize where you can go with that career. Some of the experience we like to see is that you have worked with children either in another childcare setting or at your church, volunteering in the community, just maybe even having your own children. The requirements are, though, that you will continue your education. There are 20 hours of training required of every employee. The most important thing in education and in working with children is to be a loving, nurturing personality and willingness to work hard to put children first. We have to do what's best for children. We have quality programs in place with standards that we meet. And we are looking for people who not just love children, but are invested in children and understand the importance of our work with children. Next slide. So we are an employer that is very flexible. We work with all the different shifts and hours that people have. We work with full-time and part-time. We are open from 6:30 in the morning to 5:30 at night, and try to help anyone with whatever shift they have at companies. And while there, you have the opportunity for free college education opportunities. We can help you get the associate's degree, the bachelor's degree. The state offers programs that you can participate in. Parents can work at a child care center, go to school, and receive child care at the same time. So it's a very flexible job for parents who are trying to get into the workforce, but need that education first. And so we like to hire only people who are willing to get their education and to move on, because we're here to help advance our economy and to provide workers for all of the jobs that you're going to hear about today. Again, the shifts are anywhere between 6:30 and 5:30. Some of our employees work 4 or 5 days a week. Some work 8 or 10-hour shifts. Again, we are very flexible because we are usually working with families, and we work around families because families are a #1 priority for us. We serve families, but our workers are also part of families that need that flexibility. Again, the opportunities are pay increases are accompanied by additional college coursework and training. You have other people doing the same thing with you at work, so there are cohort groups. And you can apply by giving Little Lambs a call. I encourage you to call any center in Effingham County or open a childcare in your home so that we can fill the need in Effingham County for jobs. And for those jobs to be filled, we need childcare. So give me a call. We'll have a phone interview. We have application process that you will do through me. So thank you very much, and support early childhood education.
Awesome. Thank you, Carla. Thank you for informing us about the early child care industry, if you will, and about Little Lambs Early Childhood Center. Very informative presentation. If you have any questions for Carla for Little Lambs Early Childhood Center or any of the other employers that are presenting today, please put them in the chat. And Carla, once again, thank you for providing this information, not only about the childcare industry, but about your business as well. Up next, we have Christine from MetricWorks. Christine, are you prepared to present?
I am.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Christine Schutte, and I'm the HR manager here at MetricWorks. Some of you might know us formerly as Versatech. We are still in the same building, but about 7-8 months ago, MetricWorks purchased the manufacturing side. So we are still in the same building, but and still machining the same kinds of parts, but we are under new ownership. So next slide, please. We are located at 1609 West Warnsing Avenue here in Effingham. We provide lean manufacturing and engineering, cutting edge production processes. Our facility is over 75,000 square feet of manufacturing space. We provide service in the automotive, agriculture, medical, and industrial industries. Most of our work done here is CNC machining. We also contract manufacturing, sub-assemblies, and warehousing, and quality management, prototyping, and much more. Next slide. So like I said, CNC machining is what we primarily do on a day-to-day basis. We make car parts. So we have more than 30 CNC machines here in our facility that do a variety of tasks, a variety of manual and support machines. Our quality lab boasts the Brown and Sharp CMMs. Our engineers work on 3D modeling, SolidWorks software, ACAD Lite 2D drawing software, and Mastercam programming software. Next slide. So we are manufacturing. We are considered a tier 2. Some of our customers that we work with are all names that you should be familiar with: Hitachi Metals, Waupaca Foundry here in town, INTAT and ATTC Manufacturing, Spartan Light Metals, MPMI, and ATTC. So materials that we work with are ductile cast iron, aluminum, and magnesium. Some of the component parts that we work on here are front and rear knuckles for cars, control arms, damper forks, brake calipers, engine and drivetrains, transmission clutch housings, timing chain covers, valve covers, crankcases, oil pans, exhaust manifolds, brackets. So our daily volume capacity ranges from 120 to 1,200 parts per day per dedicated line. So just depending on which machine is running what part as to how many parts we're making per day. Next slide. So again, this just kind of shows you our tier support. So the big companies that we work with that might recognize: Subaru, BMW, Honda, Acura, Mercedes, Tesla, Toyota. So those are the main companies. So we are contracted by the tier 1s because we are a tier 2 supporting these contracts for Spartan Light Metals, Metal Products, Hitachi Metals, MPMI, ATTC, and ZF Lemford. So next slide. Metrics Works, we're a family company. We need people working here that can be a part of our team. So we're looking for not just people looking for jobs, we offer career. So we do have our benefits for major medical, dental, and vision are provided through Aetna. We offer MetLife, like life insurance, accidental death and dismemberment, supplemental, 401k, company contributes 3%, regardless if the employee is putting money into 401k or not. So that's kind of new. Most companies just, if the employer or the employee is putting in 401k, they'll match, or we do it regardless of if that employee wants to participate or not. So we're putting money in there for them. We do have 10 paid holidays, paid vacation. We've got tiers of that. So, starting out, you get 2 weeks of paid vacation right out of the gate. We offer health and wellness, boot reimbursement for your steel-toed shoes, internships, and continued education partnerships. So we do reimbursements for like continued for our maintenance. We have maintenance technicians taking classes, and we do a partnership and pay for that continuing education. Next slide. So the positions that we have open right now, we have on all 3 shifts, we have CNC machine operators that we need. Maintenance techs also on all 3 shifts, looking for a quality engineer for first shift, and production supervisors, mainly on 3rd shift, but looking for them on all 3 if possible. Our shifts are straight 8-hour shifts. First shift is 6 to 2. Second shift is 2 to 10 with a 50-cent shift differential. And third shift is 10 to 6 with a $1 shift differential. Our companies have paid breaks and paid lunches. So you're clock in for your 8-hour shift. You're not clocking in and out for breaks. You're not clocking in and out for lunch. It's a lot easier to manage on my side, but it is helpful. We're not losing time. You know, you're on your break and you're not having to run to the clock to punch in and out. So it's just, that's one of the things our employees really appreciate that we do. We are not working Sundays right now. We do have the occasional overtime on Saturdays. But that is, you know, a very important day. We're very family oriented. We are, you know, trying our best. We haven't worked the last 3 weekends total. So no Saturdays the last 3 weekends. The associates have really appreciated that, but you know, you put in the work and, you know, the overtime is, you know, taken care of. So we don't need to run over because we've got great people working here that are taking care of the jobs for us. So if you are interested in working at Metrics Works, I'd love for you to send me a resume to cschuette@metricsworks.com. So it's cschuette@metricsworks.com. You can talk to me anytime as well. Love to give you a tour. So if anybody's interested, we'd love to hear from you and have you join our team. Thanks, appreciate your time. And this is just some of our, so the Metrics Works advantage, we are dedicated to customer satisfaction from concept to completion. Metrics Works is focused on providing customers with the service needed to remain competitive in today's challenging and ever-changing manufacturing environment. So our quality policy here at Metrics Works, we emphasize quality of products and service, quality of process, quality of life, work-life balance, quality of growth for our company, and quality of environment. We want everybody to work in a safe and, you know, careful environment. So next slide. And these are just our company core values. Again, I appreciate your time. And if you are interested in Metrics Works, please reach out, send your resume. We have paper applications at the front desk here at our West Warrensing location. So please come see us. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Christine. Excellent presentation. And if you get a chance to go out there and see some of those processes, I know personally, I am just fascinated by manufacturing processes, and you guys have some really cool equipment out there and a lot of cool workings. Encourage people to go and explore those opportunities there at Metric Works. And so once again, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. If you have questions for Metric Works, for Christine, or if you have questions for any of the other employers, throw them in the chat and we'll address them at the time that we enter into the Q&A session after all the employers have presented. Up next, we have Real Key. Christy, are you prepared to present?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, guys. My name's Christy. I am a talent and retention specialist at Roking in Mattoon. This is our store support center, which is the corporate headquarters based in Mattoon. We are in the old Roking building, if you're familiar with that, on DeWitt Avenue on the west end of town. And, you know, our store has moved into the mall here in Mattoon. So we are the old store, the store support center is what we call it. We are the fastest growing privately held farm and home store in the Midwest. So we take pride in that. And we also take pride in the fact that we like to promote from within. So, you know, once you get your foot in the door with us, there's all kinds of room for advancement, opportunities. You know, you can move from the store to the store support center and things like that. So there's just all kinds of room for growth. Courtney, if you could move to the next slide, please. So we are in 13 states now. We have over 130 locations. So you can see that we are moving, towards to the east and down south. So these are our locations. Courtney, next slide. Okay, talk about our benefits here. So we offer competitive health and wellness insurances, health, dental, vision, life insurance, critical illness, accidental death and dismemberment. We have a 401k matching program. So Rural King will match 5% of the first 10% you put in to the 401k. We also have an associate assistance program. And we offer a Dave Ramsey Smart Dollar tool free to all of our associates. It's a budgeting tool to help you keep on track with your money. So that's free to all associates, and also a 15% associate discount. It says some exclusions apply, only 5% discount on firearms, and clearance is no discount, but 15% on everything else. So that's a major bonus there. And then if you are looking to relocate into another area, into one of the 13 states that we are in, we offer a relocation package. So that's a added bonus as well. Next slide, please. So these are the opportunities that we have currently at store support, which is in Mattoon. Like I said, that's the corporate headquarters. So, these are the different areas that we're looking in right now. We have quite a few IT positions open, openings in purchasing. So we're looking for some administrative coordinators to help our VPs of purchasing, replenishment analysts, associate buyers, and inventory planners. We are also in the search of a corporate pilot right now, needing someone for our jet and our helicopter as well. So if you or someone you know is a pilot, send them our way because we are on the hunt. Also, loss prevention, our surveillance techs, they are watching over all 135 stores. So we need those people here to help us watch, and keep our customers and employees safe. Looking for a maintenance specialist at the mall, basic janitorial, custodial work. The hours are afternoon hours, 1 to 9, I believe. So if you're looking for something like that, we also have some QA testers and desktop personnel for our ERP, space planning, planners to plan the spaces for the stores, accounts payable, human resources. We're looking for a director of total rewards right now, a regional HR generalist, another member to join our team, talent acquisition and retention specialist. So if you know of anybody that's in search of any of these positions, send them our way. E-commerce, our call center, our customer service reps, our digital merchandisers and marketing team, and then accounting, financial analyst, inventory analyst, and an accountant. So you can apply online, rktalent.com. Scan that QR code down there at the bottom of your screen. That'll take you to the website to apply. Next slide, please. And these positions here are in Effingham. These are the positions, they would be in the store, of course. So we've got, cashier, loader, a sales associate, department specialist, customer experience specialist, inventory control, assistant manager, and support manager. So again, there's the QR code. You can scan that. It'll take you directly to the website to apply. And these are in Effingham. Next slide, please. And then these are opportunities outside of Central Illinois. So at any of those 135 stores, we are looking for all kinds of help because we are growing. We just need help in all areas. So in stores, you'll see openings for cashiers, store associates, and store managers. We also have a tractor assembly plant where we assemble the tractors. So we need assembly technicians and mobile technicians that will go out to the farm and repair those tractors as needed. Also looking for truck drivers and help in our distribution centers. We have 4 distribution centers across the US. 3 in Illinois here, Mattoon, Charleston, and Vandalia, and our other ones in Waverly, Ohio. So we're looking for help in those as well. QR codes at the bottom of the screen you can scan to apply. Next slide, please. So again, here's how to apply. Go to rktalent.com. You can search jobs by, simply putting in the title of the job, or you can filter it by city or state, or just a simple job category. So if you're looking to get into purchasing, you can sort by purchasing, you can sort by marketing or human resources. You can also email me and my coworker. You can submit your resume to us. Next slide, please. And here is our contact information. My name's Christy, my coworker Shelly. We are working to fill all these jobs as soon as we can. And but we work primarily for the store support center. That's again in Mattoon. But we are happy to reach out to the stores. They hire for each store has their own administrator that hires for each store. So we are happy to help any way we can. There's our information. And I believe that is it. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Again, just call, text, email, any questions you have, we would appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Christy. Wonderful presentation. And I'm a huge fan of Real King, especially when you have, I believe you call them your chick days, when you have the baby chickens and baby ducks in there. I love bringing my little girls in to see them, and we always have lots of fun. So thank you for providing information about Real King, not only here in Effingham County, but the other surrounding areas for potential employment opportunities too. Much appreciate your presentation.
Thank you.
I would like to make a note that today's virtual job fair is being recorded, and a copy of this recording will be on the Effingham Regional Growth Alliance and the Effingham County Chamber's YouTube channels. We'll send out a link to those that have registered, and then also a copy of today's presentation. So the slides from this PowerPoint will be sent out as well. So those that want to use that QR code, you'll get a copy of that, and then able to allow people to go back and gather the contact information they need, or want to reinvestigate some of the information that they heard today. Up next, we have Amy from Waupaca. Amy, are you ready to present? And Amy, you might be.
Hi there.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Amy from Waupaca, as Courtney said. We are located right here in Effingham, Illinois. Next slide, please. And Waupaca employs 252 people. At this time, we have 150 direct labor, but we are looking to get our numbers up. We have, we are machining exhaust manifolds, front and rear knuckles, damper forks, control arms, brackets, and turbo housing. Pretty much anything that you would consider a safety critical part that would be going onto your car. Next slide, please. We have been established in the Effingham community since 1995, and we have been a big part of the community since that time. A few name changes, but our product and our willingness to be in the community hasn't changed since. Next slide, please. We have a variety of sections set up inside the shop. There's our prototype, service, and job shops. We do 2D, CAD, and solid modeling, prototype design and build, fixture design and build, CNC machining, manual machining, surface grinding, low volume production parts, and service parts. So we are pretty much full service as far as what we do here at Waupaca. Next slide, please. This just gives you kind of a look at some of the various equipment that we have in operation here. There's the rotary flex dial technology, the lathe turning, and the standalone CNC machine equipment. So there, as I said, there's quite a bit of variety. Next slide, please. Our manufacturing equipment runs from our honing, the parts washers, and the various assembly lines. So there's a variety of positions here available, and we have a great training program to go along with that. Next slide, please. This just kind of gives you a breakdown. As I said, we are working with various manufacturers. With our machining capabilities, we're able to provide the parts for Subaru, such as the rear housing for their Legacy and Outback. Volkswagen, the front and lower control arm for the VW Atlas, as well as the front knuckle for the VW Atlas. Next slide, please. Honda is one of our largest customers, and we do a variety of different vehicles for them. As you can see, we have the Ridgeline. We're producing the front knuckle for them, as well as the Acura MDX Hybrid and our CRV. Next slide, please. We also provide the front knuckle for Civic, the front knuckle for the Acura MDX Pilot, and the front knuckle for the Acura ILX. Next slide, please. So we have quite a few open positions here at the facility. One thing I like to point out is we can take anyone, and as long as you want to learn, we can turn anyone into a machine operator. We've had folks off the street that have come in from various previous positions that will ask me in their interviews, well, you know, do you really think I've never worked in a factory before? We have a very intense training program. And what we do is your trainers are going to work with you hand in hand from the time that you hit the floor. You're not going to switch from line to line. You're not going to switch from trainer to trainer. We like to tell folks that it's going to be a solid 3 weeks that you're in training, because we want to be as comfortable as you are in your knowledge of what you're doing. So you'll be starting off, you'd be getting your machining certification, your quality certification, and actually be signed off on your position before you're moved on to your home shift. The other awesome thing about our training program, it's done on first shift, but even if you're hired on for second or third, you're still going to be receiving your 10% shift premium. So that's something that we really like to make clear to folks. We're currently hiring for our second and third shift, and our starting pay is $18.25 an hour. But with a 10% shift premium, that's going to put you up to making $20.07 an hour. We also like to point out that if you're an employee in good standing with us and make it through your first year, we do annual evaluations, at which time we issue our pay raises. It's a chance for you to sit down with your supervisor, talk about what you've learned, what he or she thinks that you've learned, just kind of go over your time there on the floor. And at the end of that, the minimum that you're going to be making is $19.55 in your base pay. And once again, seeing as we're hiring for our second and third shifts, you'll put your 10% shift premium on that. So it's really a nice bump. We're also looking for maintenance technicians. I think everybody is. Our starting base pay is based on demonstrated experience. Our maintenance technicians work a basic 12-hour plan, providing a consistent work schedule and a better work-life balance. That way, once you're put onto your 12-hour schedule, you can kind of look out from month to month, and you're going to know exactly how many, what your days are going to be off. Another thing that I really think is awesome about Waupaca is the majority of our promotions and hirings are done from within. If we have a job opening, say in our quality department, that's going to be posted here at the plant. It's going to be posted on our hub, because who better to fill these positions than the folks that are already out there on the floor working with the product every day. They already know what they should be looking for. So it just makes sense to us to make sure to be filling those positions with the people that want them. And a lot of that goes into our maintenance technicians as well, especially if you have a background in mechanics. It's a good way to get started coming in, being a CNC machine operator, getting a feel for the machines, and then being able to slide over into those maintenance tech positions. Next slide, please. We do have a great benefit package here. And another thing that we're offering is our benefits start day one. The day you come in and you start your orientation, you're immediately qualified for our full coverage benefits. We offer our medical is through United Healthcare. We have Delta Dental. We have the open enrollment and benefit administration, who you can actually reach out to and contact, and they'll help you decide what they think is the best plan for you. I know I used it myself when I was getting registered because there's so many different options that they have available. Our vision is done through BSP. We have various flexible spending accounts, HSAs, HRAs, life insurance, short-term disability, long-term disability, critical illness, accident coverage, hospital indemnity, even doing the legal plan and the prescription drug coverage. There's really a lot that we have to offer here. Next slide, please. And along with our plethora of benefit coverages, we do have a 4-tier coverage cost, and that covers our medical, dental, and vision. So you can do it for just yourself, yourself and your spouse. You can do yourself and your children. You can do yourself and your entire family. It's basically what works best for you. And you can decide who you want to be enrolled in those. And once again, we do have the great folks with our benefit plan that you can reach out to and go over any kind of questions that you have, concerns that you have, and they're available to you throughout the year. Next slide, please. Another thing that we offer is tuition reimbursements. We support our employees who want to further their educational goals, and we do that with the tuition reimbursements and our flexible scheduling as needed. So if you see something being done out on the floor that you're really interested in learning, if you see something being done in the offices that you think would be a good fit for you, Waupaca they already do believe in you when they bring you through the door, but they believe that you can be even more successful than what you are. And they're willing to help you out with that. And basically the only thing that they ask for us to do is once you sign the agreement to go ahead and have the tuition reimbursement, they ask you to stay with us for a year. And if you put this much into it, I really don't think that asking to stay for a year is that much, because you know you're already successful in what you're doing. They're helping you become more successful, which makes us better as a company altogether. We also do our shoe reimbursement. And once you've been an employee here for 6 months, at that time, you're able to go out and purchase a pair of safety shoes as long as they are up to our PPE standards. And Waupaca is going to reimburse you up to $150 for those. And that is an annual perk. So if you would come in and, start in June, that means that you're eligible for that benefit in December, and you'd be eligible every December. The last thing I want to point out is that we have a great air-conditioned environment. So it really does help for the comfort of our employees and the control of the various aspects of our production environment. Last slide, please. And here you go. To review any of our job openings and apply, you can go directly to jobs.waupacafoundry.com. Please make sure that you're selecting the Effingham branch, as we do have other locations available on our website. If you have any questions, you can contact us directly. Thank you and have a great day.
Awesome presentation, Amy. Thank you for providing information about Waupaca and the great opportunities that you guys have available there, and been a long-standing employer here in Effingham County since '95. So very, very appreciative of the opportunities that you provide to Effingham County residents in the surrounding areas to be able to come into a good company and find some solid employment. Coming up next will be our last presenter, our last employer, Visiting Angels. We have Stephanie with us today. Stephanie, are you prepared to present?
Yes. Hi, good morning. I'm Stephanie Will. I'm with Visiting Angels of Effingham and surrounding counties. We are your local home care agency. Next slide. So who is Visiting Angels? With Visiting Angels, we are actually a licensed in-home care agency. We are nationally known. There are over 600 different Visiting Angel franchise locations, but we are locally owned here in Effingham. We started in about 2018 and have been growing ever since. So we are a home care agency. We focus more on non-skilled in-home assistance. So helping individuals maintain their independence as they age and grow within the comforts of their own home. So when we say non-skilled, we do not provide medical assistance or in-home nursing. We're going to assist with more essential companionship and what we call activities of daily living or general tasks that you would do on a day-to-day basis. So our caregivers can help support individuals with light housekeeping, such as laundry, vacuuming, dusting, mopping. We also provide ambulation assistance, so kind of walking within their home, getting up out of bed, any bathing assistance that individuals would need. We work with individuals a lot with meal preparation, helping them get breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Also making sure that they, maybe if they don't have someone there in the evening, we can do freezer meals or weekend to make sure that they have meals that are readily available for them. Medication reminders, transportation, shopping, errands, anything that I always say, helping with everyday living within the comforts of their own home as seniors within our community age. Next slide. So like I stated, our main office is located in Effingham. However, we do serve 15 counties in central Illinois. So there's a list of all of them. We are in Clark, Clay, Coles, Crawford, Cumberland, Douglas, Effingham, Fayette, Jasper, Richland, Shelby, Christian, Marion, Moultrie, and Wayne counties. An easy way to kind of visualize that on the map is if you put Effingham as your central point and a 60-mile radius in any direction from Effingham is our service area. What we do with the caregivers is you are not always expected to travel throughout all 15 counties. Our goal is to have you serve within the communities that you reside. So if you are a resident of Effingham County, we have you travel close proximity, anywhere up to 30 to 40 mile radius to be able to support those within our own communities. Next slide. So we are always looking for caring and committed individuals for our caregiver position. Those individuals that want to make the difference in lives of others within the communities that you reside. Different qualifications. There is not a specific degree requirement for the caregiver position, we are consistent looking for caring, compassionate individuals that are committed to providing quality care. Our caregivers want to give back to those communities that they serve. The biggest thing is our clients really rely on us, and we can make the difference for them. We may be the only individual that they interact with on a day-to-day basis. It could be the difference of if they have a bath that day, or do they have a meal to eat. So really looking for those committed individuals that are extremely reliable. And one of the benefits as well with the caregiver position, with the in-home care agency, is with Visiting Angels, the caregivers are directly employed through us. So you are fully licensed, bonded under the Visiting Angel license. And you get to work one-on-one with the individuals within their own home. You get to build that relationship with them and really be able to get to know your clients on a one-on-one, a comfortable, caring, safe environment. We, as the office, you do have a support structure. So there's 4 of us that work within the office. We do on call. So if there's ever a question while you are working with a client, any type of concern, we are directly available, as our caregivers are one of the advocates for the clients. We want to make sure that you feel 100% fully supported in your role. We never put individuals in a home without doing an introduction. So we bring the caregiver to their client the very first time. We call it a meet and greet. So then we know that the caregiver feels comfortable taking that case as well as the client. So our starting rate is we start all caregivers out at $15 and then an hour, and then we do increases thereafter. We are looking for part-time positions. Even with the part-time, there is that potential to build up to 40 hours per week. So even though it is considered a part-time, it could build up to 40 hours a week. Always offering flexible schedules, whether it is days, evenings, overnights, weekdays, weekends. So looking for all range based upon what your availability is. Next slide. This is just a listing of some of our benefits that we have. We do provide a travel reimbursement. So in the instance that you are working with 2 clients in one day, we do reimburse from travel in between clients. If you run errands or shopping and are utilizing your personal vehicle, you do get reimbursed for traveling and the miles that you put on your vehicle. We also do a gas allowance. So what that is for this client of the day, anything over 25 miles, you are reimbursed for mileage for that. We offer several monthly bonus opportunities just for showing up, doing your job, and providing excellent care. Competitive benefit package. We have health, dental insurance, vision. We do a retirement program. One thing that we started new this year is also paid time off. We do offer continuing education, one-on-one client caregiver assignments, and then a very supportive working environment. That is one of our goals, is we want to make sure that our caregivers are or feel fully supported in their roles, even though they are working one-on-one out in the community. We want to make sure that they do feel supported from our office environment. I do have a quote here from one of our caregivers. So it's truly an amazing place to work. The office staff and owner herself go above and beyond to work with you and answer any questions that you may have. That could be nights, weekends, anytime. Again, we want to make sure we are providing the fullest amount of support to our employees. Next slide. So how to apply? There are two different ways. The most common is probably through Indeed. If you go to indeed.com and in the search fields, in the option that says what, enter visiting angels caregiver, and then the where, make sure to put Effingham, Illinois, or the area that you are interested in working, specific county or town. If you just enter visiting angels caregiver, it could pull up multiple different locations, Ohio, Florida, Minnesota. So definitely enter your location so you can narrow that search option down. The other option is also by going directly to our website. Our website is www.visitingangels.com/Effingham. When you go to our website, if you click on the link or the little option that says caregiver jobs, it will ask you to complete a form, and that comes directly to the office. And once we receive that, we will be in contact to schedule a one-on-one face interview. Next slide. Other contact information. We are located again here in Effingham. We're at 120 East Section Avenue, so directly next to State Farm Insurance. Our phone number, feel free to give us a call with any questions. That number is 217-690-4564. And then you can always go to our website for additional information as well. Thank you. If there's any questions, feel free to put those in the chat, and we're happy to answer any questions you have.
Awesome. Thank you, Stephanie, and great presentation, very informative. And make sure if you are visiting the website for Visiting Angels, to click the Effingham location to narrow down for the local and regional opportunities. So, wow, great job, everyone today. Great presentations. With the conclusion of Visiting Angels presentations, we have now reached the Q&A portion of the event. Please put your questions in the chat. This is your opportunity to ask questions directly to one of the employers or to the panel as a whole. Please don't be shy, don't be hesitant. Throw your questions in the chat and we'll make sure that they are addressed. Again, I highly encourage any job seekers to ask your questions. Take advantage of this opportunity for having a good, robust discussion. And if you have anything that you'd like to hear or find out more information, you can always reach out to them afterwards. But here's your direct opportunity. And I think I'll get us started. We will ask a question to the panel, to all employers as a whole. And to start us out, the first question will be, how long does the hiring process typically take from submitting an application and being extended that official offer to hire? And to start us out with that question, Continental Mills, Danielle, can you elaborate, please?
Oh, we always want it to go as quickly as possible, but it's dependent upon lots of stuff, right? People call in, fill out their application. We try to call people and clear out our applicant queue every 24 hours. And so when we're clearing out that applicant queue and scheduling phone screens, and we typically schedule a phone screen with everybody, and then offers and background checks, that's at least a 2-week period for us. So we'd love to get people in the door, but we also take food safety very seriously. And so we try not to get people in the door until we've gotten the background checks back. We have a very robust background check, but I will also say lenient background check policy as well, and take things case by case. So willing to review anything there. And we also, with our new drug screening process, do not consider THC a positive test. So that helps things go a little bit more quickly as well. So long answer to say 3-ish weeks approximately.
Understood. Thank you for that answer. And Dave with Flexingate, would you like to elaborate?
Well, it's a little bit trickier for me being in a startup situation here.
Mhm.
So obviously we have to be budgetary conscious. If it was up to me, I'd have everybody in the door right now and ready to go and working for the end of October, beginning of November. But unfortunately, Ford and Tesla did not agree to pay for our employees. So I mean, generally it's going to be same as Danielle, 2 to 3 week process as far as from, submitting application and then obviously to interview, usually start off phone screen and then in-person interview. Depending on the level position, sometimes you might have to include people from or other locations, to get involved in the interview. Sometimes that extends it a little bit, but generally our time frame is when we start getting into production positions and operators and even up to semi-skilled to skilled positions. So for the operators, we're looking at probably a time frame of hiring on in August and September for those positions to really start bringing people on. So but as far as the actual process itself, obviously, like Danielle said, as soon as possible, and want to get people in the door as soon as possible. But generally the overall timeline on that is probably about a 2 to 3 week process.
Thank you, Dave. And a question came into the chat, more of a comment. The website you gave was not working. It stated that the URL is not found. So if you want to put the correct website in the chat box, go ahead and we'll make sure to note that as well. Moving on for the next panelist, considering the hiring process and how long it typically takes from submitting an application and being extended official offer to hire, Carla for Little Lambs, would you like to elaborate, please?
Yes, for early childhood, the process is to fill out an application and have an interview. You take a tour. The hiring can actually take place pretty quickly based on the person's education and experience. Unfortunately, the state of Illinois has just required that the background check be returned, completed before an employee can step into a classroom. So when that happens, now we have just started that, so we don't know how fast that's going to go. We think it's 2 to 3 weeks. Again, during that time, though, we plan to do training, because a lot of training has to take place before you can enter a classroom. There's a long orientation process. So during that time, the person would be working on that. And they're actually starting is contingent upon that background check. The state is very strict about who can be working with children.
Definitely understood, and thank you for that answer. Up next, we have Metric Works, Christine. And Christine,
So our process, we try to do it again, as quickly as possible. If someone brings in a paper application, I try to grab those people right away, give them a plant tour, interview them on the spot, if at all possible and time allows. If not, I like to get interviews scheduled within a day or two of receiving applications. After that process, my process, I can get it taken care of in 3 or 4 days. So we really, we're needing help right now. So, if you apply 1 week, I hope to have you in and on the floor, boots on the ground the following week. So a full week turnaround is a perfect scenario for me.
thank you, Christine. And Christopher Rulke.
Hi, yeah, so a similar process to everyone else. You'll submit your application online. We do everything electronically. So you'll submit your application, we schedule a phone screen. and then submit to the hiring managers. It should take, 2 weeks. It just depends. It depends on a case by case.
Understood, most certainly. And Amy with Waupaca?
Yes, I call on the applications within 1 to 2 days of receiving them via online. At that point, we do our phone screening. I get you set up for an interview to come in and interview with myself or Gwen, at which time we sit down, kind of explain what we do here, take you on a tour of the facility. If it's something that you feel like is going to be a good fit for you, then at that time we schedule you for our orientations, which are held every Tuesday right now. So kind of depending on what time of week you fall on, when we get you in for your screening and get the results back, then we like to get you, set up to come in on the closest Tuesday that we have. You complete your full day of orientation, and the next day you're actually out on the floor with your trainer, training how to be a CNC operator for Waupaca.
Awesome. And Stephanie with Visiting Angels?
Yeah, so ours is very similar to everybody else's. Once we have received the application, usually within a day or two of receiving, we contact you a phone screening, and then bring you in for an interview, for a face-to-face. And then a lot of times, if we feel that it would be a good fit with the organization, we will do an offer immediately at the time of interview. And then hiring is really contingent again on that background check. We are licensed through the state of Illinois, so we do a background check as well. With that, if they're already on the healthcareregistry.com, it has a little bit of a quicker turnaround, but we do fingerprinting here in town as well. So as soon as we get the approval from that, at time of interview, when the offer is made, they start paperwork and everything that would be required for hiring. And then we do our orientations typically every Tuesday, occasionally on Thursdays. So depending on what day you interviewed and you were hired would determine your orientation date. And then we are required to do mandatory online training that can be completed the same day of orientation or within a day or two. And then that has to be completed before you are assigned your first client. So it's really contingent based upon the employee, how quickly they're wanting to get started, and their turnaround time. But we have clients that are always seeking hours that we can hit the ground running as soon as everything is done.
Awesome. Most definitely understood. A little different timeline for each employer, but thank you for providing that information. We had a question submitted prior to the virtual job fair leading up today. Somebody inquiring about second chance employers, if any of the employers presenting were second chance. So we'll go ahead and ask a question to the panel as a whole. We'll stick with the same order. Would you consider yourself or your hiring practices to be friendly for those who might have minor misdemeanors, minor infractions on their records, or in other words, consider yourself a second chance employer? And to start off, we'll go back to Danielle with Continental Mills.
Hi, yeah, I think we would. We take everything case by case, and Illinois is pretty directive as well about what to look for and not look for. And I think it's January 1st of 23. There's even new directives coming. So we will take everything on a case by case basis. And, it's always an interactive process with the candidate. We have to balance food safety and what we are required to do to protect the consumer. And we balance that with, second chance and safety of the employees and providing second chances to the community. So I hope that answers it.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Dave with Flexigate.
Yes, I mean, we do, it is, like Danielle said, kind of case by case basis. And do have, and to be honest, we do have a background screening process that we go through. Obviously, to the extent of the background does play a part, but definitely would take it case by case and try to work with as many people as possible to give them that second chance. I mean, I've had many experiences in my past, you know, we've given second chances and it's turned out fantastic, and given people great careers and everything. So definitely something we take on a case by case basis, but there might be some limitations on what we can do with our screening process, but we'll definitely do everything I could in my power to make sure we give that second chance.
Thank you, Dave. Carla?
Obviously, with dealing with children, it's going to be very important that employees have not had certain issues in their past, DUIs, any drug-related, alcohol problems, will not be able to work in childcare. We are very, very strict, and rightly so, about that. There are some minor misdemeanors and other things that still get through the process. If the background check does not come back, there is still a way to work with the person on a case-by-case basis, depending on what the infraction was, to be able to give them a chance to work. It is very, very selective, though, and quite strict.
Understood. Most certainly, especially if dealing with children. Christine from MetroWorks. And Christine, I noticed you added something in the chat too, if you want to incorporate that into your answer.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that we now do in-house drug screening, which helps speed up our process for getting people to work as soon as possible. But, you know, to not sound like a broken record, we're just like everybody else. We are a firm believer in second chances. You know, whether one of the big questions that I ask is, you know, why you left your previous jobs. And, you know, it's given you a chance to explain and, you know, the situation and what happened. And, you know, if you worked here before, you worked somewhere else before, you know, life experiences. We just went through a really rough couple of years here with everything with COVID. So, you know, people had circumstances come up. So, you know, we are very adamant about working with people and, you know, trying to help people do better and be able to provide for their families and be successful, you know, for themselves and, you know, be a contributing factor to this community as well. So, you know, we take everything on a case by case basis and just, you know, try to help people be better if we can. So. Perfect. Christy with Rural King.
Again, don't want to be a broken record, but it is, you know, just like everyone else. We do run a background check, and then results, you know, are on a case-by-case basis as well. So you do know that we sell firearms in the stores, so we do have those in the distribution center as well. So that's taken in consideration on those background checks.
Most certainly. And Amy with Waupaca.
I'm going to continue with the broken record. Everybody has a past, and we'd like to be a part in being a part of folks' future. So, you know, we do go on the case-by-case basis, but we're here to grow, as well as we'd like to think that our team members, family members are as well.
Thank you. And Stephanie with Visiting Angels.
Hi. So kind of very similar with us being licensed by the state and working within the homes of the elderly or senior population. We do have to look a little bit more at having some restrictions based upon who we are placing in the homes. It would depend on what the circumstances are, what the specific instance was, but also if there is anything with healthcare registry that would disqualify from there. There are some minor offenses or misdemeanors that can be overlooked. But we just have to make sure that we're providing the safest environment for our clients as well.
Thank you. Most understood. And Dave, when you get a chance, I do want to address Travis's question. And maybe you just did. You beat me to it. So what you have there in the chat, and just to remind everybody that is still with us and that may be viewing this later. If you register today, you will get a copy of this recording, at least a link to it. You'll get a copy of the PowerPoint slides, and then we'll also try to include links within that email that gets distributed out to be able to easily direct people to the opportunities that you heard today, and to get you hooked up with our wonderful employees that are presenting today. The next question, we'll stick with the same format and going with through each employer, and kind of prompted from what Christine had noted, is that she always asks the question, why you left your previous job, which ultimately gives that person, the job seeker, the opportunity to tell their story. And so want to try to provide some advice to those that are still with us that registered today, or those that may be viewing this later, is how can a candidate stand out and get an interview, assuming they qualify for the position in which they're applying for, and more specifically, are there any tips, pointers, or things applicants should include in the resume or mentioned in an interview that might give them a bit of an edge in the hiring process? And to start this one out, we'll go back to Continental Mills. Danielle.
So that is an awesome question. You know, all these colorful things started popping in my head, and from previous interviews, things that I would like to not see happen, right? But if we focus on the positive and things that we would, you know, we would like to see is, you know, I want to see how somebody has contributed. I want to, you know, when I think of teamwork and supporting each other, what I want to see is good attendance. I want to see that there was good relationships that have been developed. When I, you know, get an application and somebody has only used the Indeed Quick Apply to apply to the job, which is directly connected to our applicant tracking system. And then I call somebody and I say, hey, looks like you might not have had any jobs in the last couple of years. And the response is, oh, I just haven't updated my Indeed resume. That's a red flag for me. I want somebody who is going to take the time to carefully consider the words that they're putting on the application, because we're, like many of the employers, right? We are not just turning a widget. We are not just visiting, you know, a person. I mean, these are jobs that people care about and people that we're serving. And so we are looking for ways in which they have served in the past, and not just for themselves and their family, which is why we all work for, right? But we want somebody who can show that they have served others in the past in some way at a previous job.
Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful answer. Good, valuable information there. Dave, you want to continue on? Any tips, pointers?
Yeah, I guess one way to kind of stand out right away is persistency. So when I see that somebody, you know, is persistent with me and following up, and that shows me that they really want to work, and that they're, you know, making a big effort, and they want to work for us, and they want to be here with our company. So I mean, persistency is a big one. You know, and then just kind of piggybacking off of Danielle too, you know, we see, you know, consistent work history and, you know, maybe advancement in their career, you know, on their resume, you know, those are things that really do stick out. But I mean, the big thing is, you know, advice, you know, when, you know, little things like showing up a little bit early for interviews, and when somebody calls you, you know, calling right back and following up with, you know, with the company. And it shows professionalism, and it shows, you know, the persistency, and it shows that you are dedicated and that you really do want to work. So
Awesome, awesome. Great answer. A lot of valuable information there. And that's what we want to do today. We want to, one, spotlight our employers here local and what opportunities they have, but then we also want to prep and position those that are seeking jobs for success. So that is great information. Carla, do you have anything to add to the conversation?
Well, I think the first questions I ask are about background, about experience, about previous jobs, about their life in general, what's been going on, why they have left previous jobs. And I'm really in the same way looking for professionalism. I'm looking for persistence. I'm looking for those signs that the person is self-motivated, that they can look at a problem and creatively problem solve and make decisions. So it's some of the same things that others are looking for. I'm primarily looking more so probably at experience and education, and the personality of the person in terms of working with children. So it's a very specific type of person who can do this job. It's a person that is hardworking, a person who is a happy person. We have to have people who show joy in their day. We have a culture of joy because it's absolutely needed with children, that children are a joy. So, we're looking very closely at some of those kinds of things to be the right fit for us.
Thank you. Thank you. And great answer, great advice. Christine, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, so do your homework. If you're applying for a job here, know what we do. So get online, Google the company, find out, some information about us. So I'm assuming you want to work here if you apply here, and you know what we do here if you're applying. So, that's a big one. It's a turnoff if you come in and say, so what do you guys do here? So, because my question is, well, why did you even apply? Why do you want to work here if you have no clue of what we do? So, my advice is do your homework and have a list of questions for me when you walk in. Have at least 4 or 5 questions, off of your research that you've done and that homework that you've done. And don't let me do all the talking, because I will do all the talking if you come in here. So just participate. That's my biggest advice.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, definitely come prepared and be willing to engage but do your homework before. That is a great advice. Christy, any additional input, any additional value add?
Nothing really additional, pretty much all the same. Show me enthusiasm, show me that you want the job. Include an updated resume. We get a lot that aren't updated. Oh, I forgot to add this and that. So make sure that it's updated, and that you can talk about everything that is on there. Know your resume. Tell me about your accomplishments. Like what have you done at these companies that would add value to our company? And then show up to your interview. For one, show up, and then show up with questions. Ask the hiring manager, questions about the job, about the company, so that way that they know that you are interested in the job and that you want to work for us. So pretty much, the same thing as everyone else, but just show us that you want to be here.
Awesome. Hope everyone's taking notes. Very good advice here. Amy, any additional add? And Amy, you might be muted if you're trying to answer the question.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Pretty much the same as everybody else. Just show up ready for your interview. If you are returning a call if I call and leave a message that I've been trying to reach you in regards to your application, please make sure when you call back that you're focused on that phone call. that you don't have things going on in the background, you don't have other people talking to you. If you can't show that you can give me at least this much attention while we're on the phone, it kind of shows that you're not really into the position that we're trying to get you in for. Another thing that I ask as soon as folks get in is, why Waupaca? You know, like to know why you think that you're a good fit, different things as far as that goes. So just kind of keep that in mind and be a team player.
Perfect, perfect. And sound advice there, be present and most certainly be present in the moment when you are engaging employers and actively seeking either a new career or another employment opportunity. Stephanie, Visiting Angels, have anything to add to this conversation?
Yeah, just a couple of words of advice that I kind of give anybody that is looking for a job. Be available, be accessible. There's a lot of times we will get applicants and we will give them a call and there's no voicemail set up, so we can't even leave a message. Make sure you have a voicemail set up and then follow through, return those phone calls, be committed and show up for the interview. We do the phone screen in advance, so we give a date, a time, a location. If you're not able to make it, we understand life happens. Call and we can always get that rescheduled. I always let everybody know as well, be aware of your social media presence. What does your Facebook look like? If you're on Instagram, Twitter, any of those different social media platforms. I know Visiting Angels, as well as other employers I've worked with in the past and others that I interact with in the community. One of the first things when you get a application is we look at Facebook. What does that say of who you are and your kind of personal background experience, things along those lines. So big thing for Visiting Angels is reliability. So when you come in for an interview, talk and promote why you are reliable. Again, our seniors, our clients, they rely on us day in and day out. If we're having frequent call-ins, things along those lines, it can make the difference of, does that individual get to eat that day? So those are some of my biggest things that I always look at. Ask questions. If you are not sure, whenever you do the phone screen, ask questions of who's doing that phone screening. Be present in the interview. Take those times to make sure it is a good fit, not only for you, but also the employer. And we always ask, one of our biggest questions is, what drew you to home care? If it's just to have another job, we want to make sure that the caregivers that we're placing in the homes are truly compassionate and committed to providing excellent care for the individuals in their communities.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. And what you started off with, definitely be mindful of social media, especially in this digital age that we're in, this digital days that we are working in today. So we are coming close to the 12 o'clock hour. It is upon us. We want to provide our employers with the opportunity to have a summary statement, a concluding statement regarding today's session. So is there anything that you would like to share with the job seekers that you want to highlight, or maybe you didn't get a chance to address? Just a quick takeaway for the job seekers on today's event, or maybe viewing the recording later. We'll go through everybody and let's try to keep it to 1 minute or less. Danielle, any last takeaways?
No, we are very happy to be here and support the Effingham community. I would just say, got tons of great employers on here and in the county. Know who you are, know what your skills are. Most people want to give purpose back, find your purpose, and one of these great employers is going to help you find that. So knowing who you are, I think, is first and foremost. And somebody is going to hire you and be able to utilize the great skills that you have to offer. Thank you for your time.
Awesome. Awesome. Dave with Flexigate.
Yeah, actually, first of all, I want to apologize about the website and startup, I guess, for having some IT website issues also. So I'm still working through that. But I just want to thank the community, and we're excited to be here, and we're going to have tons of exciting opportunities coming up. You know, we have a ton of positions dealing with, you know, some of the top of the line automation and controls and engineering, and a lot of things that for people that are smarter than me that can do, and technology and everything. So, but a ton of exciting opportunities coming up, and we're very happy to be in the Effingham community, and really looking forward to working with everybody in the community.
Perfect. Perfect. Carla, any last minute takeaways?
My last minute thing, again, thank you for letting me be here. I certainly want everyone to understand that, you know, COVID has made a mess of a lot of people's lives and a lot of companies. And it certainly has taken its toll on childcare and our ability to provide employees for you by providing care for their children. The childcare industry needs a great deal of support on all different levels, local businesses as well, to be able to grow more slots, to make it affordable for people, to be able to provide for every family that wants to get back to work. We know that a lot of people may still have some fears about going back to work, but we want to assure you that childcare centers have stayed open through all of it, and we are still here, and we are growing back. And we need a lot of support. I would encourage anyone to contact any center, even businesses and HR departments, to contact us for what kinds of openings. If you have people who need childcare, you know, we're here to support our community, and not only people and families, but businesses. And we will be needing to work together in the future. So I'm glad to get to know many of you today and your businesses and what you have to offer. And we get people calling for childcare first so that they can go get a job, so that they know they have childcare. So working together is going to be very important in the future. And I appreciate this opportunity so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Christine with Metric Works, closing statement.
I just want to say thanks for getting on this job fair to all you potential applicants. You know, it's a fun place to work here. It's one of the reasons why I work here at Metrics Works. You know, we can teach you how to do the job. We just need you to show up every day. So, you know, if you're willing to show up, you know, we'll be willing to teach you. So we'd love the opportunity to do so. We'd love to have, you know, as many people join our team as possible. And, you know, really appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this job fair, and, you know, hope to get some feedback from you all. And if anybody has any questions, please reach out.
Thank you. Thank you. Christy, Real King, any final takeaways?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks again for having Real King on this virtual job fair. We appreciate it. Like I said earlier, we are growing, so we need, you know, candidates for all locations, Central Illinois and beyond. So reach out to me or my coworker, Shelly. Our names are and contact information are on the slides. Just reach out. We can help any way we can. I want to give everyone a job, but we just want to put you in the right spot and make sure that we're a good fit for each other. So, so give us a call or message, and we're happy to help. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Amy with Waupaca.
Like with everyone else, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here and be able to reach out, let folks know what we do, what we're needing. I can honestly say that I enjoy coming to work. I enjoy the people that are here, and I look forward to meeting more team members and welcoming them into the fold.
Thank you. Great, great, great. And Stephanie, Visiting Angels, any concluding statements?
Yeah, again, like everyone else, thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity to share a little bit about what we do with Visiting Angels, and whether that's a career path for you, or one of these other wonderful businesses that have been able to present today. Again, it's how do we grow within our communities and the communities that we serve. So I think there are a lot of wonderful, great opportunities that are available. It's finding that right position that fits you. With Visiting Angels, we are continually always looking for committed caregivers. So even though this position may not be something that is a right fit for you, if you know of anybody who is maybe looking for part-time up to full-time hours, and they are kind of that compassionate individual that does very well with the elderly, working within the homes, whether it's a family member, a friend, a relative, somebody that you go to church with, share our information. Again, as our communities age and we grow, we're continually look for dedicated individuals. So we're happy to help any way that we can.
Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. And we've hit the 12 o'clock hour. I want to thank you thank you to everyone who attended today's event, and to our employers. A special thank you to the employers that presented today, most certainly. And we hope that you enjoyed today's virtual job fair and found it informative. Today's session has been recorded and will be available soon on the Alliances and the Chamber's YouTube channels. Please visit ecjobs.org, that's ecjobs.org, to discover employment opportunities in Effingham County. And of course, to our employers, again, thank you for presenting. Thank you for providing a lot of information about who your companies are and what employment opportunities that you have. We want to thank everyone who attended today and hope that you have a good rest of your day.